What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA, and yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this dumb tweet by this guy. I mean, the blackwashing stuff, man, it's got to stop eventually, right? At least I hope it will stop eventually. It's got to stop, you know? Obviously, you see the picture there. That's Giancarlo Esposito, great actor, in the role of Professor X, Charles Xavier. And this guy, Ricky Spanish, says, white folks would riot. Please let this happen. You know, it's like, these guys must only deal with Twitter, and they don't really understand like how black folks around the world and in other parts of the world really look at this type of stuff. Because I guarantee you there would be just as many, if not more, black people pissed off about this than white people, okay? We can't have our own characters, right? We can't be our own characters, okay? We can go ahead and just be a retread. We're only good for the retreads of characters that white people have already played. That's what it seems like. Number one, that's the first thing. But number two, like, blackwashing just shows how creatively bankrupt these guys really are, that they really don't care about making something that is a original piece. They don't really think that they should or could make an original black character, something for mainstream entertainment. They don't think people are going to buy it. They have no confidence in that. And that, again, just shows you how creatively bankrupt these guys are. I mean, like, think about this for a minute. You got a great actor like Giancarlo Esposito, right? This guy is an amazing actor. And there's like a ton of different types of roles that you could give this guy. You could just create one. It's like, okay, he could be a scientist. He could be a businessman, a CEO. He could be a congressman. He could be a prophet, a king. He could be a lot of different things. And, oh, no. Just let him be Professor X. You know, Patrick Stewart's already played him. James McAvoy's already played him. All right, let's go ahead and let him be Charles Xavier this time, as if that's doing anything. Okay, that's the problem with Hollywood. And guys like this guy Ricky Spanish here would be so excited because he thinks that white folks would riot, but ultimately you're just bringing down the black characters that they could be bringing out. This man's acting range is incredible. It is considerable. He could pretty much play any role he wanted to play. Give him his own role. Create something for him, okay? You want to work with him? I get it. He's a great actor. You want to work with him? Create a role for him, okay? Nothing wrong with that. Hey, writer. Hey, you writer, come over here. Actually write a good character for this guy right here on this screen. We need a great character because Giancarlo Esposito is coming to Marvel. So let's go ahead and write something. Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. As far as I'm concerned, you know, blackwashing characters does nothing for us. Again, it's just like the whole representation thing that we were talking about the other day on Lord of the Rings. That's not helping anybody, you know? Like, what you would do to help somebody is to put an original black character on screen and then build that character up and show people, hey, original black characters can get it done too, as long as they're well written. As long as it's well written, original black characters are just as good as original white characters, original Asian characters, original Latino characters. Good characters are good characters. And that would just completely dissolve the entire race conversation at that point. But of course, if they did that, then, you know, what would jackasses like Ricky Spanish talk about? Because that's what this guy lives for, right? These kind of people just live for racism. That's why they keep the shit going, because they need it. They have nothing else going for them in their day but to complain about race all the live long day, up and down Twitter. Race, because they have nothing else going on for them. They can't do nothing else. That's the only thing that they got, is they're so hyper focused on skin color because there's nothing in here, okay, or up here, but definitely nothing in here. They're just empty shells, sad sacks, and they keep all of the race conversation going. They're the ones that promote this crap, okay? That's the sad part about it. He's laughing about this, saying that white people will riot and all of this other kind of stuff because he cares about nothing else but pissing white people off. That's all he cares about. That's why this guy, that's his whole mission in life. And again, this kind of highlights why the Rippaverse is about to take off, because it's common sense entertainment, no politics, no agendas, none of that stuff. Wait, hey man, we just coming with the real. We're going to give you good characters from top to bottom. We're not going to sit up here and try to do these stunts, blackwashing people. That's just ultimately insulting to everybody. It's not, we're not doing that. No, we're just going to come with the real. We're going to give you stuff because people are fed up. People are fed up with this stuff, and that's why they're flocking to the Rippaverse. As a matter of fact, check this out. Now, I found this absolutely hilarious when I was on Twitter earlier today. Look at this. You know, people are starting to use the Rippaverse hashtag to kind of shill all of their crap, you know? It's like, I don't know who these Billy comic guys are, but you can see, man, like they have used this Rippaverse hashtag, just going ham on it all over the place. Yeah, all over the place with, look at this, much more Billy comics, blah, 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 Rippaverse. Like, what does Rippaverse have to do with this crap? Nothing. I've read this manga million times, blah, 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 Rippaverse, you know, and on and on and on. People are kind of using this Rippaverse hashtag to just kind of sell, and because it's popular, it's popping right now. Rippaverse is popping right now. Everybody is focused, it's energy. It's amazing to see this thing unfold. And I had a thought about this, because when you sit back and think about it, you talk about Rippaverse, you know, universes. The Rippaverse is kind of a universe of characters or whatever. But I think you're starting to see it's evolved and into more than that, right? It's like you have two universes almost, in a sense. You have like the mainstream entertainment universe, and then over here you got the Rippaverse, right? You got the Rippaverse, and what it represents is it's like this spin-off, right? It's kind of like a different version of entertainment that you can get, because hey, I'm tired of this stuff over here. I can like almost jump over here to this parallel universe, like parallel economy, really. I can jump on over here to Earth 2 and enjoy the Rippaverse, right? It's like this underground grassroots kind of thing. That's how I see this thing turning into. And it's really interesting because, you know, you're starting to see like Rippaverse news and reviews. You know, we already got people, you know, starting off that. You know, more of the anime stuff, that's going to be there. You know, you're starting to see this guy, that's old Big O, I know who that is. You starting to see guys like promoting their channels. You know, it's like, hey, I'm promoting my channels, I'm using the Rippaverse hashtag in there. You know, you got it right here, because again, it's churning into this thing. And that's what's really exciting, because, you know, ultimately talent is going to rise to the top. You know, like even this guy right here, you know, it says first Comicscape, then Rippaverse, now Earth's best friends. Buy yourself a copy today. Like, people are incorporating that hashtag into their stuff so that they can start seeing more growth on their end. And I'm looking at that as kind of, again, like the Earth 2, like the Rippaverse, really. And they're using this hashtag again as kind of like a way to build, you know, to say, hey, look, but I'm not with this other mainstream stuff, I'm not with this stuff, come check me out, I'm part of the real. Now, some of these guys are just using the hashtag, and we understand that, okay? A lot of that stuff is going to happen. You know, they're catching a popular trend right now. That shows you how big this trend is, by the way, for them to say, hey, let me throw my Rippaverse hashtag in there so I can catch a little bit of this shine, maybe some of the crumbs off the table, but hey, that's better than nothing. A lot of these guys are thinking this way, and the thing about it is, talent is always going to rise to the top like cream, right? The talent is always going to rise to the top. A lot of these guys might shake loose and say, okay, this didn't work, but a lot of these cats, if they're any good, are going to catch on. The Rippaverse is a evolution of entertainment, in my opinion. That's where we're at right now. It's not just a simple hashtag go buy Eric July stuff. It's that because he's the one that, you know, the progenitor of that, he created that. But now what he represents, again, representation, right? What he represents is the growth of entertainment going away from these mainstream platforms, the Disneys, going away from the WBs and the DCs and the Marvels, going away from the Netflixes and all of that stuff, getting away from that and going to something that's more grounded, more grassroots, you know, almost like underground, but not really, because we're right out here in the open. This is amazing. And I think this is just going to be the beginning of something. You know, I think, you know, like 5-10 years from now, you know, we're probably going to have Rippaverse conventions where, you know, talented creatives from all over the country are coming together and saying, hey, you know, I'm, you know, a creative, this guy's a creative, hey, let's all share ideas, let's talk about entertainment in a different way, you know. And I think that's going to be something that we're going to see down the line somewhere. And don't sleep on this, guys. Don't sleep on this, because you're going to be one of the people, you trust me, you're going to be telling your kids, hey guys, I was one of the first people, I got ISOM #1 right here still in the package. You know, you guys are going to be those guys. This is the start of something big. I have no doubt about that. Just seeing how this thing is shaking out on Twitter early on, and the amount of energy that's come behind this. I mean, let's go back to his campaign. I mean, it's still growing there at $3.4 million, and it's not stopping. He got 42 days to go. I don't know where this thing's going to end up in 42 days. I mean, it might be well over 4 million. It might be 5 million. Who knows? But nevertheless, you know, he's getting the job done on his side. But I think the big story right now, at least for me today, is how it's starting to evolve and it's starting to change into almost an underground grassroots universe of creatives who are saying, hey, guess what, you know, I'm with Young Ripper. I'm sick and tired of all of the politics in Hollywood. I'm tired of all of the messages and the agendas that Hollywood keeps pushing on us, blackwashing characters and stuff, throwing black people in stuff simply for representation, and then having their actors go out there and babble on about that. I'm tired of that stuff. Give me something real. Give me something I can get into that isn't all of this junk. That's where everything is at right now, and I think the Rippaverse represents every piece of that, and that's why you see all of these guys jumping in to try to hashtag this thing so that they can start to see some of that shine as well. Again, cream will rise to the top, so we'll see what happens. But folks, what do you think about this whole concept? I think the Rippaverse is turning into this whole second parallel universe, this parallel economy of entertainment, not just for Ripper, not just for the Rippaverse. Rippaverse is at the peak of the pinnacle, but I think underneath that, a lot of folks are starting to see, hey, this is a thing that can ultimately change the game forever if people catch on to this. But go ahead and leave me your thoughts and your opinions down below, and I want to thank you for watching. See you next time.